So, the new iPad Air seems shiny and new, but is it really? I mean, underneath the new price tag, there isn't much you can call new. Sure, there's the new M2 processor inside with support for the Apple Pencil Pro and new storage options, but why pay that extra price if it's pretty much the same thing as last year's iPad Air? For 99% of you guys, there's practically no difference in performance or visuals. Well, let me give you 10 reasons to go for a shiny new iPad, but maybe not from 2024. And trust me, that screen protector messing up was my fault, so please bear with. Let's talk dollar and cents. The M1's price is like finding a designer jacket at a thrift store. Top quality, without breaking the bank, it's the smart shopper's dream, right? Why pay £700 for the new and bigger one with 256GB of storage when you can get the M1 2022 over £200 cheaper? Sure, that's a bigger 13-inch model, but then you're paying even more. And before you know it, you're considering the iPad Pro and then going down the money tunnel. For at least 90% of you, even the fourth generation is just fine for watching content and making notes. So for software updates and practicality, the M1 is a smart choice. Of course, I understand that for a handful of you, 256 gigs just isn't enough, and the older iPad caps out at 256, and I would imagine some of those would be content creators or people who work heavy loads on their iPads. Now, if I was in your place, I would consider pairing up the 2022 iPad Air, if you've got one already, with a USB 3.1 external SSD, which is still cheaper than upgrading and gets you top storage speeds to work off of, if the 256 gigs just isn't nearly enough. Still a cheaper option. Now, performance-wise, the M1 is like the trusty old hatchback that never lets you down. It's got all the horsepower most of us will ever need. Whether you're editing photos or juggling spreadsheets, it's just got your back. Sure, the M2 might open apps a split second faster and render your videos just a little bit quicker, but ask yourself, are you editing 4K footage on your iPad, and are those extra few seconds really going to be worth spending £200 over? If you think so, then yeah, by all means go for the M2. If not, the M1 is your answer if you've already got it, or if you're looking for a decent upgrade over the previous models. Now, accessory lovers, here's something for you. If you already have an Apple Pencil Gen 2, you can use it with the M1 iPad Air. The new iPad Air 2024 will put you into another expense trap with the Apple Pencil Pro. Yes, it looks cool, and the squeeze feature is fun, but have you ever felt like it was a missing feature? For me, coming from Samsung, I love the squeeze feature. Although it's a system use case and not an app-based use case, and it's more of a button rather than a squeeze of the entire pen itself, but you kind of get the point. But to use it on an iPad Air, I need to buy the new iPad Air as well, shelling out an extra £130 on top of the new iPad Air. Now, I like new products, but not that much. I'm not going to be spending an extra £200 over a new iPad and then an extra £130 on the Pencil. I mean, the Pencil is not backwards compatible, and the newer iPad just does not support the older Pencils either, so you're kind of stuck. Reliability? Well, the M1 has been stress tested by life itself. It's like that pair of jeans that fits better with every wash. Developers have optimized their apps for the M1 over time, and yes, the M2 is also optimized, but the M1's performance is not far behind at all. This goes for the iPads and MacBooks alike. The M1 was powerful to begin with, and you'd need to jump on an M4 for a noticeable difference. For the iPads, that's top dollar, and there is no M3 version, at least for the iPads. Software on the M1 is smoother than a jazz saxophone solo. iPadOS runs smooth with iPadOS 17, and the upcoming iPadOS 18 is also predicted to be no different. This iPad is set for major updates for years to come. Sure, they may not feel as smooth as the Pro models, but that basically comes down to the fact that these iPad Airs, no matter which one you pick, all have a 60Hz screen. So that snappiness and extra added smoothness won't be seen here in any case. But don't let it worry you. If you have not experienced a 120Hz display yet on your iPad, this won't be a deal breaker, especially if you're only going to watch movies or videos on it. They're all capped at 60 FPS anyway with YouTube, at about 48 to 50 FPS with movies and some TV shows. Realistically, not a lot of apps or even games take full advantage of that 120Hz screen just yet. Although it has been out for a while, not every game out there will support 120 FPS. If the iPad Air 2022 can't run smoothly with the newer updates, neither can the iPad Air 2024. The M2 has a slight power advantage, but in day-to-day use, the M1 holds its ground. They are pretty much the exact same hardware and the exact same software, barring a couple things here and there. In terms of resale value, the M1 is like vintage wine. Well, not really, but it holds its worth. When you're ready to upgrade, you'll get more coin back. Apple products tend to hold good value anyway. If you pick one up brand new, you'll get a decent chunk of your investment back when you upgrade over the next few years. Even if you opt for a refurbished model, the deal only gets sweeter. Sell it a few years later if you really feel the need to upgrade, and you'll most likely get a great deal on it. Environmentally speaking, sticking with the M1 is like carpooling with Mother Nature. It's a small step for tech, but a giant leap for eco-friendliness. If I say so myself, or if Apple says so themselves, Apple themselves want to be more eco-friendly and reduce e-waste. By choosing an older model, you're helping to reduce demand for the new products, which in turn helps reduce e-waste. Stick with your current M1 if you have one, and give yourself a pat on the back for being eco-conscious. There you go, you've done your part. Objectively speaking, the colors on the newer iPads are just bland. They all look silver with a colored light shining on them from about 5 meters away. I suppose that's the best way to put it. If you're looking for more personality in your tech, the Ultra iPad Air offers more vibrant color options. And if that's not enough, you can always add a skin to give it a unique look. But let's be honest, the stock colors of the older iPad Air 2022 are already pretty cool and can reflect your personal style better. Now, let's talk reasoning here. Sticking to the iPad Air M1 or even upgrading to it might seem like you're missing out on much. But the reality is, the only thing you're missing out is a number, the year of release, and the number that comes after the M in the processor. That's pretty much it. Now, I'm guilty of wanting the latest and greatest myself, but is it necessary? Not really. These new iPads give you flaunting rights for a few days, and then you realize it's all the same. You spend on a new iPad and a new pencil for pretty much no boost in performance. Same battery life, same 60Hz display. That's right, the 120Hz is only reserved for the pros. Same screen, same amount of pixels, same software, same feel, and the same look. Ask yourself, does it justify spending that much on a new one just yet? In most cases, you'll end up spending on accessories like cases, pencils, and keyboards only for them to be kept aside. Your iPad becomes a media center for the kids or yourself, watching YouTube videos or movies on a flight, and then it just stays in a corner collecting dust. These devices are marketed brilliantly to appeal to everyone. Apple is a multi-billion-dollar company with marketers who know exactly what they're doing. They can sell you garnished turds for $199 and you'll buy it because they know what you want to hear. But they don't know what you want to use it for. When was the last time an Apple employee asked you how you use your iPad and what you'd like to see in the next one? Pro tip, slap on a cheap matte screen protector on your iPad like I have here to replicate the feel of the top-of-the-line iPad Pro. Feels like paper and lovely to write on. That's an extra few £100 save right there, and if you can take better care of it, like myself, then you won't have to replace it so often. If you are a power user who craves that extra oomph for pro-level tasks, the M2 might just be your new best friend. It offers that extra boost for those who really need it. But for the 99% of you who use iPads for casual gaming, reading, video watching, even editing, the M1 is more than enough. It's reliable, powerful, and won't empty your wallet. Remember, it's not about having the latest and greatest, it's about having what works for you. So whether you decide to go for the new one or stick with the tried and true, make sure it aligns with your needs and budget. That's the smartest decision you can make. Well, with all that being said, thank you for tuning in. If this video helped you navigate the tech seas, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more balanced tech insights. And don't forget to check out some of the other videos, which will be from a few years ago, because yes, baby, I'm trying to be back. Been a while. But yeah, just catch up on me. Watch some of my older stuff. It's been about, 3-4 years. But yeah, just stay curious, stay informed, and I'll catch you on the flip side, hopefully soon.